girl. Girl, me and you together is a rock that girl. Drive round the town in a your drop top girl. You know stop shop girl. Little more the dirty one rock that world is a top top girl. Me and you together is a rock that girl. Drive round the town in a your drop top girl. You know stop shop girl. Little more the dirty one rock that world is a top.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another Military Monday. I hope you guys have been tuning in and enjoying the series. We back and we better. Okay, this Military Monday comes to y'all a little bit late. Just a tad, but guess what? We're here, and that's all that matters. So today's Military Monday, we're going to be talking about Article 15s and like what comes with Article 15, what about Article 15s, and being that I have my first-hand experience of having an Article 15, yes, I'm still a staff sergeant, even though I got demoted. You know what I'm saying? I still got promoted. I thought it would be a good idea to talk about it because when I got in trouble, I kind of didn't know anything about Article 15s because I was a good soldier, right? I never got in trouble before, and then boom, just smacked me. Bam, Article 15. And not only that, I had somebody actually reach out to me on Instagram asking about the process of Article 15. So it's like, why not just give a little more insight about them? Because a lot of people don't know, because a lot of people don't get in trouble. But at the same time, a lot of people do get in trouble. So if you've never been here before, welcome to my channel. My name is Sweets Color, aka Staff Sergeant Baker, your favorite virtual NCO. Shout out to Army Barbie for creating that intro y'all just saw. Shout out to her. So if you need some intros made, go hit my girl up. She said she's doing it for this month only. So you know, she ain't gonna get you an intro, boo. But yeah, if you're new here, you know, Sweets Color, not Sweets Color. Okay, get it right. Not color, color. All right. But yeah, so basically in today's video, we're going to be talking about Article 15s, like I said. And let's just get straight into it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. The comments, let's talk about it. Let's talk about how your weekend was, how the Army going for you, if you want to join, if you're going to basic. Let's talk about it down in the comments below so we can get my videos back trending and things like that. Also, if you guys have any ideas what you guys want me to talk about, comment down below as well. Okay, let's just get right into it, guys. So like I was saying before, we're going to be talking about Article 15, which I said about 30 times in the intro. However, the AR that covers promotions and reductions is going to be AR 600-8-19. So yeah, that is the AR that covers what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm not going to go too deep into the regulation. However, I'm going to go just enough so you guys can have some background and understand what's the process either is about to happen for you, or just like if you have soldiers, what's going to happen for them. You know, just the knowledge to have, so that way when your soldier gets an Article 15, you kind of can help them and talk them through the process of what's going to happen. All right, so there's three types of Article 15s. There's summarized Article 15, there is company Article 15, and there's a field grade Article 15. I personally got a field grade Article 15, so we're going to get into that, right? So we're going to talk about the three types. And I actually screenshotted this from the internet because I wanted to be 100% sure and I want to give you guys no false information. So for a summarized Article 15, you can get 14 days restriction, 14 days extra duty. For company grade Article 15, you get 14 days extra duty, 14 days restriction, 7 days pay forfeiture, and you can be reduced run rank if you're E4 and below. And company grade meaning like your captain in your company can demote you. All right, and then we got field grade Article 15, which is 60 days restriction, up to 60 days restriction, 45 days extra duties, 1/2 pay for 2 months, and you can get demoted 1 grade or more with a field grade Article 15. And then that's for E4 and below. And then for E5, you get demoted 1 grade, so you can get demoted special. So if you're E4, you can get demoted all the way to E3. I mean E2. And if you're E5, you can get demoted once. So also with the field grade Article 15, is you usually see 45-45. Like a lot of people don't get 60 days restriction and 45 days extra duty, to just do 45-45. So if you watched my story time before, you read that I had got 45 days extra duty, 60 days restriction. I got maxed out. Like I got every bad punishment that could have been for my Article 15. Child, and I knew nothing about Article 15 when I first got my article. I didn't understand the process. I never even talked about Article 15 because I never thought I would get one. But hey, you never know, right? You never know. Strive to not get one. You know what I'm saying? Because some of those can follow you later on in your career. But if it happens, it happens. And sometimes it happens to the best of us. You know what I'm saying? So really I want to make this video because, one, I want to make people aware, but also to be resilient. If you are to get demoted or something tragic happens in your career that stunts your growth and you're able to get promoted when you thought you're going to get promoted, like, take that with a grain of salt, and everything happens for a reason. Even though sometimes it doesn't make any sense, but I got demoted, and yes, I had ended up fighting and get my rank back, but it made me a better leader. And I say that because I now have the empathy, or was it empathy for other people that potentially are going through Article 15 processes and how it goes, especially when somebody is trying to sabotage your career. Like, if you didn't deserve your Article 15, and it's like, I feel that, because I understand. But now I know, like, going forward, like how it feels to be in that situation, and also like I learned from the situation, like to never do that again, like to never put myself in a position to be able to have somebody else have my career in their hands. You know what I'm saying? Like if you care about what you do, once you learn from this mistake that you made, you'll never make that mistake again. So, you know, things happen. So going into that, so I want to talk about the step-by-step of what happens when you get Article 15. So, like I said, somebody reached out to me and asked me about Article 15s in the process, and they didn't even understand when they had got their first reading, second reading, none of that. So the first thing that happens when you are recommended for an Article 15, and we're gonna just keep it general. When you get recommended for an Article 15, the first thing that's gonna happen when you get recommended for an Article 15 is you're gonna get flagged, and that's when they put a stop basically on your favorable actions on your ERB, meaning you can't take leave, you can't go on pass, you can't do anything favorable, like anything in your favor. You can't get promoted, you can't go to ALC or BLC, you can't do anything that's like gonna help you progress in your career or like leisure travel and things of that nature. When you get that counseling, your commander is gonna be telling you basically, I'm flagging you for such and such behavior above. This is not saying that you're guilty of it. Basically, I'm gonna forward your paper up to legal, and then if we have a case, then we'll proceed to go forward. If legal feels like you don't have enough evidence, or there's not enough like negative counselings, or there's not enough like things to support that you broke this violation of this article, like you broke regulation 91, disrespect to a non-commissioned officer, if the NCO disrespected you, like it's a whole process. So it gets sent to your battalion's legal, right? So when they send it to legal says, all right, you got a case, you can proceed with your Article 15. So if it's a company grade or a summarized Article 15, your company commander is giving you the Article 15. If it is a field grade Article 15, your battalion commander is giving you the Article 15, right? So first thing that happens, you get flagged. You get the reading, you find out that you're gonna get potentially get a field grade company summarized Article 15. It sits there for a while, because like I said, it's going to legal. So you're sitting there for a while trying to figure out what happened. But that is not your first reading. Your first reading, you're gonna know, because you're gonna have to start making reporting as directed, and they salute you back. That's when you're gonna know when you're in your first reading. If you didn't salute and you ain't knock on nobody's door, like when I tell you I didn't even know what I was doing, I didn't even know I was getting my first reading. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything at all. I didn't know what was going on. But yeah, when I knocked on that door, then I knew, like, oh shoot, I'm actually getting an Article 15. I'm something's happening. I went in there when I got my counseling. However, they said you're gonna get you're recommended for a field grade article. Like, my commander wasn't recommending me, but my BC was recommending me for a field grade Article 15, and I was like, what the hell is that? So yeah, you get flagged first for your favorite action. Then you freak out, you stress out about it. I personally went to legal immediately because I needed to know like what's going on. But they told me like come back when you get your first reading, because we can't really tell you anything. This could be a scare tactic. You cannot get it. It cannot like go through. Blah blah blah. So like you getting flagged, yes, it means a lot. But at the same time, if they don't have a case at legal, then it kind of doesn't. Not that it doesn't matter, but like you don't know yet until you get your first reading. Once you get your first reading, so like I said, when you knock on the door, you go in there, and it's either your company commander or it's your battalion commander, basically giving you your offenses, letting you know what you're being accused of, and like, yeah, basically letting you know like this is what we found. Like you did disrespect this non-commissioned officer, you did fraternize, you did do this, blah 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 blah, and you basically don't get to talk. Like they tell you what you're getting ready for, the potential possibilities that can happen from this first reading, and yeah, but you're not necessarily guilty yet. Like, they didn't give you a punishment yet or anything like that. Like they didn't decide yet. So from there, you have I can't remember, it's 3 to 5 days to talk to legal. And personally, what I'm gonna say is, if you know, I'm gonna speak on the terms of you didn't do what you are being accused of, or what you're being accused of. You can tell that somebody's being malicious, or they're like trying to sabotage your career. Now, if you did something you knew you wasn't supposed to do, take your Article 15, learn from it, and move on. But I'm more so making this video for people, one, so you can be educated about how it's gonna go. But two, for people like me who got dealt some cards that were like shitty as hell, and you didn't know how to handle it or how it was supposed to go. And luckily, it did go the way it went for me. But I know another soldier that got kicked out the army over something that they didn't know they were supposed to talk to legal about. Like, that's why you gotta read the regulation. Be up on your regulations, because if you don't know your regulations and they know you don't know the regulations, sometimes they can get over on you because you don't even know that you can fight. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, you have 3 to 5 days to talk to legal. Personally, me, when they told me, all right, you got 3 to 5 days to talk to legal. Legal's gonna call you. Legal's gonna call you and tell you you gotta watch this video about Article 15s on YouTube. Once you watch the video on YouTube, they're gonna ask you, do you want an attorney? Yes. Especially if it's something you didn't do or you know, it's malicious. Yes, I definitely would like to speak to an attorney. Get your own attorney assigned to your case. An attorney that's separated from your battalion's legal. I know a lot of people go up to their battalion legal and they're like, can they do this? They work for your battalion. So, of course, they're going to say, yes, your BC can do that. Yes, your company commander can do that. They work for the battalion commander. They work for the battalion's legal. So, you need to have your own legal attorney. I have my own personal attorney that I talk to on my own that was separated from my battalion. Okay? Say that again. Do not go to your battalion legal, ask them questions. They're not going to help you. Your paralegal that works for your battalion, don't ask them nothing. They are pretty much on the BC side. I'm sorry to say that, but it's pretty much the truth. They work for the battalion. Like they're helping out the BC, trying to figure out how they can. That's neither here nor there, but that's just the truth. Not saying that they won't call out like when stuff is wrong, but 9 times out of 10, I'm just being honest. They work for the battalion. They're the battalion's legal. So yeah, you wouldn't want to talk to your people that are accusing you of the act and acts. They're legal. Like, can they do that? And then they're like, yeah, they can do it. And then now you could have found a loophole, but they didn't give it to you because they work for the battalion. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But get your own attorney. Especially like I said, if this is some BS that they're about to hit you with. Go get your own attorney. Your own attorney is going to be assigned to your case. When I say that attorney is going to work, they're going to tell you honestly if it's BS or not, right? So you still can have your attorney. If your attorney be like, hey man, per the regulation, you kind of did break this. It is what it is. You kind of got to take your L. But your attorney also knows the regulation really well. So they're going to be like, oh, nah, this is technically not this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And they're going to get deep into the regulation and be like, this is a loophole. This is a white area. This is this, this, and that. So I know a lot of people don't ever, they just get the Article 15, didn't even know they can fight it. If you know that it's BS, fight it. Like, it's nothing wrong with getting justice served when you actually are in the right. Right? So you got 3 to 5 days to talk to legal. Legal is going to create, or you're going to create a rebuttal. I had to personally write my rebuttal, and my legal team like edited revised my rebuttal, but I had my own rebuttal. Cause my rebuttal, I was threatening and everything. Like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, blah, blah, blah. Cause I was so pissed. But you don't do that. But yeah, I sent my rebuttal to my attorney. My attorney reworded it, and wrote a very good rebuttal to my case, because my case was BS, whatever. So at that time, you get your rebuttal, and then you get your character statements from people that know your character. So you get, for me, I had like a major, I had a first sergeant, I had like 5 staff sergeants, I had like 15 character statements. I had like my soldier's right character statements. Like I had a whole packet full of character statements, basically describing your character, like showing like, I don't deserve to do this, like maybe you did mess up, but you got good character statements. Like, I really am a good soldier. Like, I just had this one slip up, whatever, like that. You can get people to write your character statements, or whatever, and things like that. So they write your character statements and all that. Also, during that time, you'll have like, actually, I'm number one. I'm not sure if this is after I got my first reading, before I got my first reading. You had an IO, investigating officer, who came. Actually, I think this might have been before my first reading. Yeah, you had your investigation officer come, and they kind of get the facts about what happened. I personally didn't write a statement. Yeah, I personally didn't write a statement on my sworn statement. I'm not saying that you shouldn't write a statement, but I'm just saying I personally didn't say nothing to the IO. I didn't write nothing on my sworn statement. I'm not saying anything. I didn't say nothing. Take with that what you wish. But if you want to write your statement, you can't write a statement. It is what it is. It's all up to you. I personally didn't say anything to my IO, and I said I don't want to talk to you. Kind of like I want my lawyer. I want my lawyer. I want a lawyer. I want a lawyer. I want a lawyer. Kind of like that, like in the real world. That's kind of like how I would. Like, I don't want to write a statement. I'm not talking to nobody. Like, boom. So yeah, but then yeah, going for it. Boom. Okay, so you got your first reading. Then you got 35 days to talk to legal, and then you do your rebuttal with your attorney. And then following that, all that, it gets sent back up to your commander or your battalion commander. They go through the packet, and then you get your second reading. And your second reading is when your battalion commander battalion commander or commander decides, are they going to do a company, or not even a company grade. Pretty much, if you are getting your first reading by your brigade battalion commander, sorry y'all, if you're getting caught up by your battalion commander, you're getting recommended for a field grade. If you're getting called up by your company commander. It's going to be summarized. It's going to be a company. So if you're going up there with your battalion commander, just know either you're about to get demoted or like it's a possibility that you can get all that. So you get your first reading and you basically, or you get your second reading and you basically find out like what is going to be like. Oh, okay, you got 14 days extra duty, you got 14 days restriction, you got 7 days extra duty, you got 7 days restriction, you got 6 days restriction, you got 45 days restriction, you got 45 days extra duty, you got 7 days restricted to pay, you get demoted a grade. Like that's when you literally find out like what they decided. What I'm gonna say, so basically I kind of just explain like the process of kind of how an Article 15 kind of goes. But basically I want to say this to say like if you know you didn't do nothing wrong, fight your flag, fight it, get you an attorney. If it's EO or related, make sure you get your EO involved. Make sure you do MFRs and everything that happened. MFRs like basically writing like this will happen on this day, like the whole explaining everything. Like I had everything in my packet. If you guys want more in-depth story time, make sure you just go watch my my Article 15 story time. I kind of get more in depth about the things that I went through in my process, but I kind of just want to sum up pretty much how an Article 15 kind of goes. If you guys want me to go more in depth, you guys have more questions, just comment down below and I'll make a part 2 of this video. I thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you guys in my next one.